Charlotte Flair then makes her way to the ring, the Women's Royal Rumble winner, and she gets a mixed reaction on her entrance. I actually heard more cheers and boos on the initial entrance, but as Charlotte gets to the ring and starts cutting her promo about her Royal Rumble victory, she talks about being out for a year, about her mental health struggles that she had the last year, basically, you know, kind of insinuating about how she had so much to deal with besides the injury. Of course, we did come to find out yesterday through TMZ that her and Andrade did get a divorce last year. So not only was she dealing with her horrific knee injury that was kept her out for a year, she was dealing personally with mental health issues as well as her divorce. So I really feel for Charlotte Flair, and it was great to see her back and looking to be happy, but unfortunately that crowd changed that very quickly for her. So she goes on to talk about all of this stuff, and while she's explaining how hard it was for her last year just to deal with all of the stuff that she was going through, the Cleveland crowd was legit booing her crazily. Like, she wasn't even like talking about winning the Royal Rumble. She was just talking about herself, the real Ashley Flair, and they were just booing it. They didn't care that she seemingly was struggling last year with her mental health, with her injury, with other things besides that, and they were just booing the fact that she was there and back in a title picture. And she actually seemed taken aback by it. The look on her face when she was getting booed for talking about her personal life, she actually seemed surprised. And I felt bad for Charlotte, and I feel bad for Charlotte, because if you've gone through mental health struggles, which I think a lot of us have nowadays, unfortunately, you know that it's super rough. No matter who says they're by your side, you're always feeling alone. At least that is how it was for me. And it's a terrible thing to go through, so I never wish it upon anyone. So I definitely feel for Charlotte Flair. And I felt pretty bad that this crowd was booing her when she was discussing this topic. But I also kind of understand why the crowd was booing it. I do personally don't think Charlotte needs to be handed the Royal Rumble victory after a year plus, because this is not the first time that she's been gone for an extended period of time, comebacks and get immediate title shot before. This has happened before. So I get why the crowd was initially booing, but I just felt it was the worst timing. Eventually, Charlotte seemingly leaned into the hillside, talking about, oh, you guys want to boo me and all this other stuff, and just kind of leaned into it more. But it also seemed like they cut her off a little bit and sent Rhea Ripley out early in this segment, because I really didn't think that they were expecting this type of reaction from the crowd when she was talking about her personal life. But eventually, Rhea Ripley does come out. She talks about, they faced twice at WrestleMania in the past, one during 2020, one, of course, at WrestleMania 39. She talks about how they're tied at WrestleMania and how she would actually like to face her again and break that tie. She actually begged Charlotte to pick her instead of Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania, which to me makes it seem like they're actually going to pick Tiffany even more so now. But overall, this was an interesting segment. I really felt bad for Charlotte getting booed by this crowd when she was being very personable about her life last year. So Charlotte, if you somehow see this clip, and I doubt you will, I'm so sorry that you dealt with all the things you dealt with last year. I'm glad that you are doing better mentally and you are doing better with your injury and your back, but yikes.